So this is just a short video, not about the why of cloth diapers, but the how. My own personal experience as the mom of an 8-month-old has been really good. We don't have a service. We don't have anything special. We just buy a lot of Oxiclean. Um, so in one of those $3 giant orange 5-gallon buckets from Home Depot. So we have that bucket in our upstairs bathroom, and we put a scoop of Oxiclean and fill it 3/4 full of water. And then after we change our daughter, we throw the diapers right in there to soak until we have enough to do a load of laundry. And that's really it. The only other thing that you need to know is we did buy, or we registered for it and got a diaper sprayer. I think it's a Charlie Banana diaper sprayer, which was super easy. You just hook it onto your toilet, and that's it. You turn it on and off whenever you use it. And we use that to spray down poopy diapers just directly into the toilet before we throw them into the Oxiclean bucket. And then we pour the bucket into the washer, and like slowly because they're heavy. But we do a full bucket, like just as full as it can get, in on the towel cycle. You're supposed to do them on cooler temperatures, both for the washer and the dryer. So that was my cat. So on a scale of 1 to 5 on our washer, we usually do like a 2 or a 3 for the temperature for water. And then same thing for the dryer, a 2 or a 3. And we use the towel setting. So it might take a little bit longer. If you're having trouble with stains, I would use more Oxiclean in your bucket, like maybe up to the 4 line. And then you fill it about, I would say, 4 gallons, 3 or 4 gallons full. So like 2/3 to 3/4 full in the bucket. With hot water, and that's really all there is to it. There goes the dog. He's not interested. Yeah, and that's it. So some of the different kinds of diapers, we had these. I don't know what brand they are. Green Baby? I don't know. But these have, you would put them on the baby, and there's Velcro, and I like Velcro better than snaps. And this is just like a cotton out exterior part, so it is not water resistant, or pee resistant I should say. And then there's this vinyl lining inside that snaps in and out. We have not used these. We only have 2 of the bigger size with her because this one is not one size fits all for like the lifetime of diaper usage. We did have a ton of those for newborns, which were really useful, and that's all we used on her when she was a newborn because they were small enough to fit her and really easy to clean and use in and out. But now, I don't know, the lining is fine. You would take an insert, these are cotton inserts, and you would put it in there and then change it out and spray this and then throw the whole thing in the bucket, I guess. So I don't love those. Then there are these diapers where it does not detach. It's all one piece, and there's 2 layers to it. It's soft, but it's not super absorbent. We don't use these a ton. We have 3 of these. They're fine, but they kind of are our, in case of emergency, ones that we hide in our diaper bag. So we use them, but like they're kind of the last on the list. And these have snaps like most of the other ones do. The way the snaps work is there's the bottom row of 3, and then you can choose how short you want it depending on how big your child is. You can leave them all unsnapped or snap it up so that it's small, or on the shortest, smaller. And then on the outside, on the front here, you would snap this top part on either side however tight you want it. And I usually go, like, it takes a while to figure it out, but you want to go a little bit tighter than you think you need to, because it's actually not tight on them. And when they move around, you'll start to see gaps. So I don't really like that kind too much either. The 2 that we really like, this is pretty much a classic one. They come in all different patterns, like Spider-Man. And this is all one piece as well, but it's shut all the way around except for here by the butt where there's an opening, and I've got inserts in there now. You would put inserts inside there, and this one's doubled up. You really only need to use 1 unless it's overnight, and then we double up overnight because we change her like, I don't know, every 3-ish hours probably, more or less depending on need. And then the inserts, it depends on how thick they are. Maybe you'll use two. So like this one is really narrow, but it's very fuzzy, and it's fuzzy on both sides. It's Fuzzy Buns, I believe is the brand. So we usually use this. We would just use one of these when she was a newborn, but now that she's getting bigger, we'd use this with what is maybe a more typical insert, and we'd just layer them and stuff them in together. This one is, you can see it's textured, but only on one side, which I think makes it less absorbent. And so we usually use this, either two of these or this and the other one, or like two of those, even on a like daily basis, not just overnight. This one is only fuzzy on one side, and you can see it says, maybe you can see it says small, medium, or large, so it tells you like where you would fold it, and then there's a, not a perforation, but like an indent, so you would fold it and stuff it depending on how long you wanted it to be. This one you can use alone. And then those are the main inserts. Some do come fuzzy on both sides, and those are more absorbent. The reason that you don't use fabric softener and that you want to use cold water and cold dry cycles is because hot water and fabric softener and stuff like that will make them less absorbent more quickly. The last kind of cloth diaper that we use and have are these. It looks like a diaper cover, which is what we would put on top. I'll talk about that in a sec. But you can see it's got a flap in the front. And these are just the interior of the buttons for the sizing. And then a smaller flap in the back. And we use it with, I guess, what is a traditional cloth diaper? Instead of just folding this around the kid, we fold it into thirds. And then you just tuck it into the diaper itself. So to use it on her, we would fold it into the front like this. And you can open it up if you want, like fold it open. I don't do that. I think that's a technique maybe I saw somewhere. And then tuck it into the back. Sometimes it's hard to get it to stay in, but it doesn't really super matter once it's on them, because then it's held into place. And then this is a Flip brand cover or holder, I guess. And sometimes I have to tuck it in a little bit once it's on her, but they work really well. And then they're easy to spray off, just like all the other ones. And then we use diaper covers every single time. Here we go. So this is like the same thing as what I just showed you, except that there's no flap, because this just goes on top of the cloth diaper to make it, if it's not water or PU resistant or absorbent, to make it that way, or to protect leaks. We use it every single time just to, help make sure that her clothes stay dry and we don't have a lot of leaks. But just like with regular diapers, sometimes you will. Not a big deal. And this button's the same way as the other one. So it would just be an extra layer. And it's really thin. It's not bulky, so it doesn't add, because cloth diapers are a little bit bulky. But she's crawling just fine. Everything's just fine. It hasn't impeded her sitting or crawling much, if at all. And that's about it. I'll include links to some brands that I like at the bottom. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask.